A woman just walked into a courtroom, raised her right hand, and started dismantling the career and reputation of one of the most electrifying wide receivers in NFL history. And what she said on that witness stand had the entire sports world stopping dead in its tracks. And we're talking about a four-time Pro Bowl receiver, a guy who just put up over 1,000 yards last season, a guy who signed a $69 million contract less than a year ago, now sitting in a courtroom in Dedham, Massachusetts, facing a felony strangulation charge brought by the woman who used to cook his meals every single day. But here's what makes this story so different from your typical celebrity legal drama. This isn't some random accusation from someone who barely knew him. This chef lived inside his home. She knew his circle. She knew his relationships. And according to her testimony, she knows exactly what he's capable of behind closed doors. And Stefon Diggs? He showed up to that courthouse in a Navy suit, stone-faced, saying absolutely nothing to reporters. Not a word. His silence might be the loudest thing he said since this whole story exploded. Stay with me until the end of this video, because by the time we get there, you're going to understand exactly why this trial isn't just about a paycheck dispute. This is about what happens when the carefully constructed image of an NFL star collides head-on with a woman who says she has nothing left to lose. Let's break it all down. To understand what's happening in that Dedham courtroom right now, you have to go back to December 2nd, 2025. That's the night everything allegedly fell apart. Stefon Diggs was living in Dedham, Massachusetts, a Boston suburb, fresh off signing that massive 3-year, $69 million deal with the New England Patriots.
More breaking news out of the NFL here on Tuesday, where Stefon Diggs has agreed to a 3-year, $69 million contract with the Patriots. That's been confirmed by our Jonathan Jones. The deal includes $26 million guaranteed. The former All-Pro wideout spent last season with the Texans.
He had just helped lead the Patriots to the AFC East title. Drake May was leaning on him. The fan base had embraced him. Everything on the surface looked perfect, but inside that house, things were not perfect. His personal chef, a woman named Jamila Adams, who also goes by Mila, had been living inside his home while working for him. And on that December night, the two were already deep into a heated text message argument before things allegedly escalated into something physical. Adams walked into the Dedham Police Department on December 16th, 2 weeks after the alleged incident. She was hesitant at first, reportedly reluctant to even reveal who her employer was. Think about that for a moment. She walked into that police station scared enough to come forward, but scared enough of the blowback to not want to say his name. That alone tells you something about the weight she felt she was carrying. When she finally told them who it was, police filed a report. Diggs was charged with felony strangulation or suffocation, along with misdemeanor assault and battery.
Then this is burning up your social media feed right now. New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs facing criminal charges, including felony strangulation or suffocation, misdemeanor assault, and battery. The charges stem from an incident in Massachusetts earlier this month. So far, pretty thin on details, but we're asking the questions. A hearing on the case is set for today.
He was summoned to court, not arrested. He was released on personal recognizance. And at his arraignment on February 13th, 2026, he pleaded not guilty. His attorney came out immediately swinging. He called the allegations unsubstantiated and uncorroborated and said point blank that the timing was crystal clear, that this was nothing more than a financial dispute that an employee tried to weaponize when it didn't go her way.
Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs staying silent during his arraignment inside a Dedham District Courthouse Friday morning, not making any comments or taking any questions from reporters. Diggs is facing felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault and battery charges that stem from a December 2nd incident where he allegedly hit and choked his private chef. Despite the allegation, Diggs' legal team is confident that the facts in the case will prove his innocence.
He is completely innocent of these false allegations that have been alleged against him. We're confident that after the facts and evidence are reviewed in this case, he will be completely exonerated.
The defense planted their flag early. This is about money, not violence. But the prosecution had a different story to tell. And on May 4th, 2026, they finally got to tell it in front of a jury. The trial opened Monday morning at Norfolk County District Court in Dedham. 7 jurors, 6 women and 1 man, were selected by mid-morning. And within hours, Jamila Adams was sworn in and taking the stand. What she said next was something nobody was fully prepared for. Adams testified that she and Diggs had actually known each other for over 4.5 years. And here's where it gets complicated. Their relationship wasn't always strictly professional. She described it as complicated, saying they started as friends. The relationship became sexual, and then in February of 2025, she came to work for him as his private chef at a rate of approximately $2,000 per week. Think about what that means. This isn't a stranger accusing him. This is someone who was embedded in his life on multiple levels, personally, professionally, intimately, someone who knew the people around him, someone who understood his world. And according to Adams, that world started showing cracks in November 2025, when Diggs accused her of sending a direct message to someone in his circle that allegedly revealed personal information about him. Adams denied sending the message, but the accusation created tension that never fully went away. Then came December. Pay was overdue, and the planned trip to Miami for Art Basel, she wasn't included. That exclusion hit differently, and the financial dispute that had been simmering started boiling over through text messages. On December 2nd, Adams testified she was lying across her bed reading a cookbook when Diggs opened the door to her room and walked in. He looks very angry, she said. He was just very upset. What happened next, according to Adams, was fast and terrifying. She said he smacked her across the face with an open hand, his right hand directly on her cheek. She tried to defend herself, and when she did, she testified he wrapped his arm around her neck and began to choke her.
I was standing in front of him. When he slapped me, I went to try to hit him back like this. And then it was like he tackled me. Got me to try to keep from pushing him or protecting myself. And he put his arm around my neck like this, and he was choking me.
I tried to hit him back, but I couldn't, she said on the stand, pausing to collect herself. She said she couldn't breathe. She said she feared she might lose consciousness, and she said she was so frightened that she urinated in her pants. That same evening, she booked a flight to New York City and was gone. But here's where it gets interesting and where the defense pounced. Adams didn't go to the police that night. She didn't go to a hospital. She didn't photograph any injuries. She came back to his house. She stayed for another week. She gave him a birthday gift later that same day of the alleged assault. And on December 11th, 9 days later, she sent him a text message apologizing and expressing a desire to keep working for him. Defense attorney Sarah Silva hammered every single one of those points during cross-examination, and she wasn't subtle about it. Why no photos of injuries? Why no medical treatment? Why return to the home of someone who allegedly put you in a chokehold? Adams had an answer for everything, and it was the same answer, said different ways. She needed to get paid. Not by choice, she said when asked about the apology text. She explained that she was trying to stay in Diggs' good graces so he would pay her what she felt she was owed. She said she deleted certain text messages before going to the police, which the defense also highlighted. And in one of the most unexpected moments of the day, Adams revealed on the stand that she didn't include everything in her original police report. She said she omitted certain details intentionally because, in her own words, he's in a very public relationship with Cardi B.
Weeks ahead of time, because me and his girlfriend, Cardi B, we were talking about having outfits and stuff. It was a whole thing being planned, and he just waited till the last day. So I was more upset with him not letting me know I wasn't gonna come at an earlier time.
So she did not put a lot of things in the police report. Her most important thing was him assaulting her, choking her, and slapping her. Let that land for a second. She's on the witness stand, she's emotional, she's explaining why her police report didn't capture the full picture, and she's bringing up Cardi B in the process. Whether you believe her or not, that detail tells you everything about the complexity of this situation. This isn't clean, this isn't simple, and the jury is going to have to decide what to do with all of it. Diggs' legal team has been consistent from day one. Their argument is straightforward. Jamila Adams is a disgruntled employee who didn't get paid what she wanted, and when the dispute didn't resolve in her favor, she went to the police. They've also revealed that Adams and her civil attorney made what they're calling a high-dollar demand to settle the case before trial. The defense argues that's all the proof you need about her motivations. She wasn't looking for justice, she was looking for a check. And lead defense attorney Andrew Kettlewell told the jury in no uncertain terms, just like any other person in this country, rich or poor, Mr. Diggs sits here an innocent man. The defense also plans to call witnesses who were inside the house on December 2nd, people who can allegedly contradict Adams' account of what happened that night. And before the trial even started, the judge already ruled that Adams cannot testify about any prior alleged altercation involving Diggs unless new details emerge. That was a significant win for the defense before a single juror was seated. Now here's what's already happened before a single verdict has been reached. The New England Patriots, the team that paid him $69 million, cut him in March 2026. He remains unsigned. No team has touched him. His 2025 season was genuinely impressive. 85 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's his 7th career 1,000-yard season. Under normal circumstances, teams would be lining up. Under these circumstances, silence. The NFL hasn't formally weighed in yet. No suspension, no investigation announcement. But given the league's personal conduct policy and the nature of a felony strangulation charge, the league is watching every single development in that courtroom. And Diggs himself, he hasn't said a word publicly. His attorney speaks for him. The only statement from his camp was that categorical denial and the implication that this was all manufactured by a woman who didn't get what she wanted. But the woman on that witness stand, however inconsistent some of her details may appear, described something visceral and specific. The chokehold, the fear, the flight to New York, the impossible decision to go back because she needed the money. Those are the kinds of details that juries feel, not just here. This trial is scheduled to last 2 to 3 days. A Dedham police officer is still set to testify. The defense will bring in its witnesses. And at the end of it all, 7 people are going to decide whether Stefon Diggs is a man who was falsely accused by someone motivated by money, or a man who let his temper and his power lead him to put his hands on someone who worked inside his home. What's unfolding in that Dedham courtroom right now is bigger than football. It's bigger than a paycheck dispute. It's a story about power. Who has it, who doesn't, and what happens when someone who feels powerless decides to walk into a police station and say a name they were afraid to say. Stefon Diggs sat in that courtroom in his Navy suit and said nothing. His chef sat on that witness stand and couldn't stop talking, even when it hurt her case. And somewhere between those two postures is a truth that a jury is going to have to find. The trial continues. More witnesses are coming, and this story is far from over. If you want to stay up to date on every development as this trial plays out, make sure you're subscribed because we're going to be covering this every step of the way.